This is a review of the Beretta 92FS Vertec in 9mm and the AAC M9 quick detach silencer. You have to review this as a weapon system, as it's designed for one another. AAC designed this silencer specifically for the M9 military version, so that Special Forces would have a quick detach silencer that did not need to be threaded on to the weapon system. It was quick and easy to attach and detach from the firearm. I personally got the Vertec version of the Beretta M9 because it has a rail system and I don't necessarily have to buy a secondary piece and modify it to fit onto the trigger guard. Okay, when you receive the suppressor from AAC, you should receive the suppressor itself and a barrel. You're also going to receive a nylon carrying case to carry the suppressor when it is not in your holster. The barrel is unique in that it is not threaded. All it has is two notches on either side of the barrel. The suppressor, using a latching cam, goes right in. There's no fuss, no muss, and the suppressor stays on the barrel. It won't counter turn. It will, as you're firing, it's not going to loosen. It will stay in the same place. And if you notice, there are sights at the rear and front. These sights replace the ones that are on the pistol. Unfortunately, this is not an M9, it's the Vertec, and the sights are different than what is normally comes on the Beretta M9. These mimic the sights that are on the military version of the firearm. You would use the same sight alignment that you would normally use on your firearm. The front sight post is a Trigicon day-night tritium night sight. The rear is just a milled block of steel. According to the manual from AAC, this suppressor can be fired in a dry state with no lubrication, grease, or water. In its wet state, you literally turn it and fill the suppressor with water, thus giving you greater sound reduction. The suppressor is as straightforward as cleaning the weapon. If you've ever had to replace the barrel, then installation is just as easy. Take the new barrel with the cams, place it into the slide of the firearm. You're going to take the recoil spring, just like you normally would, place it in the firearm. Flip the switch, and you're ready to go. That's it. This is how you would carry the firearm in your holster. If for whatever reason that you would need your silencer, again, push the cam in the up position, place it on the firearm, a little twist, and the cam should drop, and you're good to go. The reason I got this is the reason most people get a firearm. You saw Dirty Harry, you needed a 44 mag. You saw The Matrix, and you wanted a 50 Desert Eagle. Or you saw 007 and you just had to have a PPK. So, mine's not really movie related. There's a game called Metal Gear. Solid Snake gets on a boat. He's tranking all these guys with his Beretta with the M9 silencer. Probably 16, probably around 16. Didn't know if it was a real gun. When I found out that it was, this was pretty much my Lamborghini on the wall. If I ever own a gun, this is the gun that I wanted. Not so much the Beretta, but the whole weapon system. When I got in the military, they train you with nothing but the M9. I learned to love it. Most guys might be Glock guys, or they might be 1911 guys. It's just my old workhorse. Anybody that's been in the military, love or hate it, they know it and they use it. And if you threw them one at any given time, they'd know how to do anything and everything with it. So, as soon as I could get one, I did. Beretta 92FS and Vertec. I had it on the Beretta 92, not Vertec, with the silence, no problems whatsoever. When I got the Vertec has some features that the regular Beretta does not have, and that's it has a lighter slide and it has the rail system. Problem that I ran into was that there was not enough kickback to chamber the next round. For whatever reason, the slide's too light. They just didn't match. AAC was absolutely a beauty to work with. They asked if they could receive the gun. I sent them the firearm, I sent them the silencer, 4 or 5 different spring changes later, and it's nothing but a dream. There's almost no kick, it's quiet, it makes almost no noise. Alright, so what we're going to do is a little sound check. M9, quick detach silencer from AAC. It's going to be in the dry state. There's no fluids in there whatsoever. I got 15 rounds and they're all 115, so there shouldn't be any negligible difference between them. I got 5 rounds of Blazer, I got 5 rounds of WPA, and I got 5 rounds of Independence. The WPA and the Blaze are in steel case, and as you can see, the Independence is in brass case. hopefully the gun cooperates. See, the last 5 rounds were the Blaze. They were in a steel case, and there was a noticeable difference. Not all 115s are created equally. Different gunpowder, different sound. At all times, I didn't have any hearing protection on and didn't need it. So you just heard 115 grain from various models. What I have here is heavier rounds. We're still in a dry configuration. What I have is 5 rounds of 124 grain American Eagle, and I have 158 grain 5 rounds from Fiocchi. I don't have any 147. I tried to get some 147 full metal jacket, couldn't get it. .58 grain, absolutely more quiet. Rounds still snap. I don't think you can ever get rid of that, but you're hearing more of the ricochets and the rounds flying down range with 158 grain than you did with 124 grain. 124 grain was absolutely more quiet than the 115. The heavier round you get, the quieter this gets. What we're going to do next is I'm going to fill this with some water. We're going to fill it with the 124s. I'm going to put some 115s and see how that works. Okay, so I filled the suppressor with water. There's still some water in here. It does hold water. I have 5 rounds of 115 and 5 rounds of 124. I don't know if you're going to notice with the audio over the internet, there was a bit of a reduction between the 115 and the 124 with water. I don't know if it's going to be distinguishable on the internet, but I did notice, and you should have as well, much more of a signature out of the front of the firearm when the water was evaporated every time it shot. The steam should have been coming out of it. But we heard some wicked ricochets up the top of the mountain that you normally wouldn't have heard without one. One last thing, and we're done here. I'm going to show you what this thing barks without a suppressor. If you notice I got my ears on, that's because I don't have the suppressor on. So what I have is 5 rounds of 115, and I got 5 rounds of 124, which should make a lick of difference without the suppressor. Well, it might, but I don't think it will. Which I didn't hear any difference. There isn't any. Unsuppressed, whatever rounds you want to use, it doesn't matter. The heavier you get with a suppressor, the quieter it will get.